Good afternoon, and hello again. It is once again time to stream. And today's stream will be a little bit of EU4. I have unfortunately been having some slight connection issues with my phone. You'll notice my 3D model is replaced by Little Fugi. I do quite like that. It was actually very easy to set up. I thought there'd be more hassle to it, but no, you just upload a picture and put the thing onto your stream source, put a browser source onto your Streamlabs. Very, very straightforward. Now then, after last week where I posted a video about the Ambernar total conversion mod, I thought it's only right that I go and give it a little play. Now, I wasn't sure what I wanted to go for. They did have an update not too long ago, where we got a few new mission trees. I think Grafenor was one of the ones that got an update. A couple others. But I think what I want to do today is use the Artifice system. And to that end, I debated going for one of the Goblin nations over in the Serpent Spine. But I've been playing in the Serpent Spine quite a bit recently. I've done a few dwarf runs, and as fun as the Serpent Spine is and as cool as the dwarf holds are, they do take a good while to get going. So I'm kinda played out on that. I usually play in Bulwa and sometimes all the way to the east. Haven't played any of this content yet, though I think a lot of this is work in progress still. But I figured I would come back to the kind of center of the mod and play somewhere around the Empire. Now, my sum total experience in this area consists of one game I played as these guys, the New Wanderers. I haven't even played really with the Regent Court or Coronite religions or anything like that. I debated playing Garwood for a while, but ultimately I want to go for the Artifice and stuff, and you know, Nimscott is on the list of recommended nations for this area. So yeah, I think I shall go for it. Gnomes, I gotta be honest, not a favorite of mine when it comes to fantasy races. I just don't find them very interesting or cool. We've already got dwarves, and then depending on what setting you're in, you've got halflings or hobbits or whatever. And then the gnomes, I feel like what the gnomes do is already done better with goblins, you know? If you want weird little hyperactive guys that do Magitech, then goblins are right there, you know? I get it if you've got your goblins already being just monsters. If that's the kind of setting you're world building, then maybe the gnomes can fill that role instead. But I just don't quite see the appeal. Now, there is a bit of preamble, but we're going to leave that be for the time being. Let's have a look what our situation looks like. So, Nimscott, our starting ruler 456 is decent, 240 years old, but we are having elections held every 17. Okay. Spy network construction, that's kind of meh. 5% discipline, that's pretty nice. 20% global tariffs. We are probably in a position, kind of after the coast here with islands and stuff, we are probably in a good position to do a colonial game. And I've also never done that. I've never really interacted with the New World and Ambernar at all. Mercenary manpower, construction cost, naval tradition and ship cost, idea cost, national unrest, and foreign spy detection for all it's worth, land attrition, fort defense, and infantry combat ability. Decent ideas overall, I guess. do have a mission tree, have 12 light chips, gives us claims on somewhere. Green scale. Alright. Trade power propagation. And we culture shift those places. Wilderness gets changed to the fort. Oh, are we not? Oh, there I was talking about a region court and Coronite, but no, we're the fort, a totally different religion. Tolerance of heathens and admin tech costs. Nice, very nice. Harmony, huh? I must admit I've played maybe one game ever as Confucian in vanilla, so my knowledge of harmonization is limited, to say the least. Increases by plus 0.25 with religious unity. Do I get bonuses or malices of this? Yeah. Stab costs and corruption as opposed to death costs, tolerance, corruption, and harmonization speed. And I think harmonizing as it's ongoing costs harmony. Now I think in vanilla Confucian loses harmony for converting and declaring wars, and gains it for something or other. Okay. Just kind of distracted by the religious situation here for a moment. I did also think about playing these guys just because that's kind of hilarious. I was wondering if I'd be able to do a null Empire of Anvana, because that's just kind of funny. But no, none of that. Let me just quickly... Even without my model up, I do have a few technical things I have to deal with, unfortunately. One of the perks of being a live streamer in general, a VTuber in particular, there's always some technical nonsense you need to take care of. Always. Okay. Let's continue to get into it. I will have a quick skim through the missions to see if anything demands anything about estates, because I have messed that up for myself before, being a little too eager to set these up before checking. But no, it looks like everything is fairly standard. We'll take that and this. What are we sitting at? 45 is alright. I guess we don't really want conversion strength this time around. We'll take that. This, I know this one is not generally a popular one, but I just find it so much easier to have them all on high loyalty by default, instead of having to faff around with selling titles and summoning the diet and all that. I know there's also things to be done with, like, maybe you want to go to really loud, like, sell titles and give away the monarch point things if you're going to be going to war very early on, because you'll get more crown land from the land you seize than you would otherwise. But quite frankly, I don't think I'm quite good enough at the game for those kind of strats. Every time, if you're ever sitting there thinking, oh, I finally learned EU4, I really figured the game out, take a moment, go watch a Flurry stream, and remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. In some cases, a fast and insidious killer. At any rate, we have a Dame's-Tail province, do we? Economic and frigates. Where? Here. Huh. I bet that'll last all of 5 seconds. As AIM-Steer tends to. Alright, so back to the mission. We want to conquer this stuff off green scale. Simple enough. And we want to... Okay, so our early game... Have a modifier expelling kobolds or purging kobolds. Alright, no options here then. We are going to be hostile if we're playing this particular gnome nation. Okay, so our whole early game is just deal with the kobolds. In that case, who do we have available for alliances? No one. Ooh, that hurts a little. A few tiny nations. No one of any real strength is interested. That's not good. I mean, we should be able to conquer the gnomes pretty quickly. We should use the anti-monstrous conquest. So we don't have to deal with much AE either, and that will help us get stronger. Okay, Laurent, kind of. You've got designs on me. You don't. You're also allied with Vex, which could be pretty good if we can befriend the Emperor. I was kind of expecting to be Regent Court so I could make use of the Empire, but no, you know what? I did want to try new things, so here's an opportunity. Now then, green scale doesn't look to be one of our options. So red scale, Rivera doesn't like this. And they aren't in the Empire or anything, or allied with anyone. Sure, you can be an enemy, and then... You up north there? Or you here, because I'm likely to be in a position to attack... Ah, they're in a... No, they're receiving trade power. Because they're in a trade league. Yeah, there we go. No, that's not a war that I want to deal with. So, Bjarnik then, I guess. That'll do. Do we have the money to be running advisors? Not really. There is an all-power cost guy though, so I kind of improve relations, yes. Okay. We'll run a deficit. What are loans for, eh? Now then, we want to improve with Lauren. Look at our fleet. What ships do we have? 8 transports, 10 light ships. Our guys are on this island. Let's get them over here. Those guys will be our first target. At least 12 light ships and 75% off force limit. Hello, game. Thank you. Actually, stay here for a moment. Okay, force limit, that's not difficult. And light ships 12, you say? 12. Okay, we can wait 1 year before we go attacking. Though they are small and weak. I might want to press that advantage while I have it. Thank you. The Constitution of Nimscott Artificery. Hierarch Mordum has officially declared that artificery... Oh, it's not post. Oops. Will be supported by the state. Now we must figure out what this actually means. 3 organizations, all vying to ingratiate themselves with nations across the world, petition Nimscott for official support. They each promise inventions and innovations the likes of which we could never imagine, and they each require funding the likes of which we do not want to imagine. We can only afford to patronize one of them, so our choice must be made carefully. Right, this is the... How often can you research and how much are you able to pick? I'm gonna go for 5 years with little control because I want all the inventions as quickly as possible. 30 of each at our current generation is like 3 months. I'm willing to do that. A naval doctrine, or doctrine, however you pronounce it. Naval maintenance modifier, galley compatibility, trade power, chance to capture. I always like to go for chance to capture. It's just kind of useful. Early on, especially when I can't be bothered to build... Oh, do we lose? We lost the last of our crown land to the artificers, I think. Unfortunately. Nothing to be done about that. Choice of investment. Spell in a box, which gives prestige decay. Or trade range and trade steering. We'll take the trade, thank you. Each we're gaining Republican tradition, that's good. Have you sought out allies yet? No. Hopefully that lasts for a moment more, so we can get our guys in position. They do have 10 ships. 6 of which are light ships. We definitely should come out on top in that regard. Morale and permanent claims. These guys haven't allied anyone either. As nice as claims are, the anti-monstrous conquest with 50% off on AE is just really good. I see no reason to wait for anything else. Let's put you over here so that we can get their ships. Where have they gone off to? Green. There we go, green scale ships and they're locked in. Alright. 7,000 troops. Tech 2. That should be a straightforward war. Yeah, no issues. The kobolds do get like ridiculous bonuses to their defensiveness, and I think they've got like huge penalties to attrition for anyone invading as well. But they kind of need a few more resources to make use of that, and this early into the game they just don't have it, especially when they're up against a player. In a shocking retaliatory, Portnam has refused to provide any assistance to the war effort in the Dragon Coast, claiming that their coffers are not so full that unrealistic dreams can be funded. While a setback, their reticence is but one day in 1,000 years of struggle, none of which will ever be forgotten. Also, in this mod, it's the gnomes who are the grudge holders instead of the dwarves. Nimscott gets no gnomish unity. Was there... did I... Okay, I didn't miss anything here. I thought for a moment I'd missed something about an offer being sent to them, but no, this is just a thing you get. I think there is some kind of gnome formable, like a small country whatever thing, but we should be forming the gnomish hierarchy, yeah, once we've reconquered all that stuff. And I believe instead of a new mission tree, that gives us an extension on our existing mission tree. Now blue scale and red scale are both small enough that we can take them in a single war, which I fully intend to do. Alright, you need 3 guys. Let's not need attrition here with too many. I'll leave a 4 stack on there just so we don't dip below 3 on accident from attrition. But mostly it shouldn't be a concern. This is all the same province, there's not some extra bit there. It looked like it for a moment with how those ships were on the island instead of on the main bit of this. Okay, I could barrage these with boats, but I get the impression we're probably going to need every bit of military advantage we can get. We won't do that for now. Have the extra ships finished. Permanent claims on a couple red scale provinces, I think. Oh no, is it? This one is the claims on red scale. This is claims on what we're currently at war over. And deal with the kobolds. One of the following must be true. Dip power at least 150 and either purging or expelling. What is our current stance? Kobold. We're not doing anything to the kobolds. Also, what does being gnome give us? I like that they've put in art for all of the different races over time, that's very good. Where do I view that modifier? I can never remember. I think the military tells you here, yeah. We get lower manpower, more cav cost, lose infantry combat ability, that's unfortunate. More artillery, more heavy ship, less scanny, artillery levels available versus fort, and artificer force limit faction. Infantry combat ability plus 15, infantry fire plus 0.4 only affects artificer regiments. Okay, so we're very, very focused on artifice. But what modifier do we get here? I don't know. It's something, and it will be listed somewhere, but I can't think of it right now. Alright, one more mission. Deal for Kobold. I completely misread this mission the first time I looked at it. I thought it was I need 150 Diplo power and one of the following, but no, I get to choose whether I am purging or not. Okay. We'll change the nature of our recolonization off the coast. Given the opportunity, would prefer not to be purging. I get it's useful mechanic in certain instances, but for the most part, the bonuses for integrating seem to be better. Especially because you're never going to get rid of everyone else everywhere. Okay. The culture will still change, it looks like. Did this one shorten? Is there slightly less recolonization happening now? Yeah, add gnomish minority size. Okay, I like that. Hopefully this siege doesn't take too long. And then, quick as possible, we want to go in on red scale because they border us. And we've got the claims on them, and then on blue scale because I don't want them, well, bordering anyone else, specifically Gawad, who are very likely conquer them. Checking out what their situation here is. Supporting the independence of, I guess, Lawrence vassals. Okay. No, never do that. Low Crown Land is, I mean, all this stuff looks pretty bad. The Liberty Desire can be painful. Max Absolutism, the Autonomy Change. The Autonomy Change is really the one that hurts a lot. But it doesn't take that long to get Crown Land back up to a reasonable level. Minor human landholders demand autonomy. We're never really gonna reach an intolerance level, and I could do with the money at the moment. Okay, 42%. Come on, there we go. Hopefully steal some of their ships on the way out. Yeah, exactly like that. Sue for peace. Let's take all the money. Let's take all the money, all the provinces. Only 43 admit to Corvus. Now, because they're 4 and 5 deaf provinces. Trade power propagation, sure. Right, next up is that. For everything. I'll probably have to ship units back and forth a little bit to deal with rebellions over there at some point. But for the time being, we'll be fine. Also got a couple more guys over here. We are 1 over force limit now, which I imagine is the result of autonomy gradually ticking up in our provinces. 1449 when we can seize land. An unfortunately long amount of time. How are you looking now? 8k and 16 in reserve. More than I would like them to have, but not so much that I think we'll have any problem defeating them. But let's get right to it. I'll let the fleet repair back up to 4 before we get out there. With 8k we can afford to split the army as well, as long as we keep the stacks next to each other. Really, the ideal thing to do is probably to go hunt their army down and then carpet siege with a bunch of 1k stacks. But that requires a level of micro I'm not usually willing to commit to. Which is worth taking into account. Encouraging manpower. Which is worth taking into account, you know. People always say that, for example, with stuff like a world conquest, the big issue is not really whether you're capable of doing it, it's whether you're capable of keeping up the focus and the willingness to do all that micro for long enough to pull it off. And in that regard, I think it's worth sometimes just looking at stuff and going like, hey, am I actually willing to put myself through that? Or do I just maybe want to take the slightly easier route? There's no harm in taking the easier route. Because, you know, it's a fairly long game, all the way till... oopsie daisy. I was completely distracted. It's a long game all the way till 1821, and generally speaking, unless you're going for a world conquest, you are going to have enough time to complete all of your goals, you know. You don't have to be hyper efficient from the word go. And I like to embrace that by being horribly, woefully inefficient. There we go, we need a 3k to each that. So we shall leave 3 in spare change. Get all our ships back in 1 stack, since they can't, what's it called? They can't blockade provinces that we have occupied. Do I start the war against Blue Scale right away? Maybe. I'm not sure if I get any more claims or anything from conquering Red Scale. Conquering this bit gives permanent claim on the Dragon Point area. This mission gives some points. Some dev and increases our artifice capacity. And then this is for conquering that. Okay. Well, all kind of moot because we've just finished the siege. I thought that was going to take way longer. Right, full money. Costs 181 to core that. Might cost a little less with the claims on the entire Dragon Point. Reclaim the capital. It's a permanent claim on Dragon Point area. It's a permanent claim on Dragon Spine area. Which is which? Okay, Dragon Point, Dragon Spine. Okay. So give me that. And coring that. Give some other stuff. Alright, how much does it actually end up costing us? 159. Highly reasonable. West Ham, Vertex, Rubenair, the Magisterium. Let's not get on the bad side of the Magisterium. This Duran. Oh, Duran does have us rivaled. Oh no, Blue Skull, there we go. We're now getting corruption, that's not great. Let's gather these guys up over here. And bring the fleet around. We are out of manpower, but their army hasn't also gotten particularly any bigger. But it looks like they're contained within the mountains, so we do have pretty free reign to Yannick has inherited throne of Refraven and Bloodfell. Weren't they just at war with their vassals? That's feels like an event happened. Probably some kind of civil war thing, and then they just get given that land. Anyway, we're making decent progress here. I don't really want to march into there right now, because the kobolds are so good with attrition. In this. And well, why would you care? Surely you can crush these guys. Oh, Trade League. No, Trade League with one guy. Surely you can crush these guys. Whatever. Don't question the AI when it's doing weird stuff. They function under their own rules. That is 11k. Are you gonna attack into my stack? I should build a spy network because I'm pretty sure that gives me some bonuses to sieges. I say I'm pretty sure because I'm genuinely not certain. There is so much stuff in this game to keep track of. Sometimes you're gonna lose where a particular modifier sits. Oh, those are halflings, right. So wait, which ones are the... Halflings are the small country stuff, right? So where are the gnomes? Because I know there's more gnomes somewhere. There they are, Portnam. Yeah, they're also a hierarchy. Who decided not to help us out in a reconquest? How could they? Absolutely unbelievable. And there's Miltech, which gives us tactics. Excellent. And there runs the kobolds. Okay, that was the last of their ships, so you guys can probably go protect trade now, right? Yeah. What are my merchants up to? I'm moving from here and from here to here. I feel like I would make more money not competing. I was going to say not competing with these guys, but I am shifting one ducat up here rather than half a ducat up there. So this guy, Combe Erden, let's collect with him. And then we'll see. 1.93 turns into on the month tick 3.05. Much better. Yeah, we want to be collecting in our home port. Terra Incognita. I do greatly dislike marching my armies into a province I can't see. But I think with a 2-tech advantage, even if the kobolds are masters at defensive warfare, we should be able to overrun them. Just gotta hope that manpower doesn't run up before then. But we're doing pretty well. We're managing to maintain this stack more or less. Worst case scenario, we can maybe afford some mercenaries. We've taken the burger loans already, but we're only losing 0.1, so really not that notable. We also managed to call this before any revolts fired, which I'm glad of. Okay, that's in a different... Okay. I'll want to wait on that. If we're not, what's it called? If we're playing a religion with harmonization mechanics, normally I would not trade company that and I would want to wait until I've converted it. But if we're going to harmonize, I see no reason not to harmonize the Dragon Cult. So I will in fact just, not increase economy, that's the wrong button. My bad. I will in fact just trade company that now. That's something I pretty much never ever do. I'm almost always playing some nation with high conversion modifiers. Real quick, did I accidentally turn off this setting to have... Yeah, pause on events. Why is that not turned on? There we go. Plane of Water Teleporter. Maritime journeys, especially past the storms of Intia or the eldritch monstrosities of Elentir, often can take months or years. I'm pretty sure we haven't discovered Elentir yet at this point. Now though, we've discovered something that could make it quicker, simply accessing different oceans. More specifically, those in the Plane of Water. Plane of Water teleporters, first invented by the Duran Trading Company in the Ruined Sea where the boundaries between planes are weak, have proved to be a revolution in trade and navigation. Plane of Water corresponds to our material plane, but with denser distances. So basically it's a Minecraft Nether and we can sail across it. Excellent. Where do I activate those here, right? Yeah. Okay, we've got Spark Drive Rifle, which gives landfire damage but only to Artificer regiments, and Plane of Water Teleporter, which gives trade range and trade steering. We do have 56 capacity, so it only costs 50 ducats to activate. Worth considering, but not right now. I will invest in starting the next research. Vorpal Bullets for morale damage, or Mystic Ciphers for foreign spy network detection and spy network construction. Let's take 7.5% morale damage. That is a nice buff to get. I don't want to split up around here. We'll go that direction. Green scale, separatists rising up over there. I frankly can't really stop that from happening. We just need to finish this war quickly, and then we can go take back whatever they happen to end up occupying. Quick being a relative term here with the amount of time it takes to siege these places. Cavern, settled horde. Where are you going, huh? I can also, since the main objective is to stop Garwood from taking this land before I have a chance to, I've got claims here, but not on this bit, and I think I get claims from this mission, right? Yeah, Dragon Heights, Dragon Depths. I can always choose to just take this. How far away from it? Any forts in the area? This one, does this have an actual fort? No. Really? You care? Normally the AI doesn't care that much. 14k stack is your entire army, so if I leave a couple guys behind... No, let's occupy this, put a 0 stack on there, and then we'll go chase after those guys. I think that's the most effective method of doing this. Rather than running out there and picking fights and then they raise more units in here and we've got to go back and forth. Oh, there's the first rebels. Great. You couldn't just let this be a simple, easy war. I definitely need to get some allies as soon as we're done with this conflict, like post haste. Also, recruiter has died, that's unfortunate. Morale guy, yes, please. Okay, we leave behind you to just hold down the fort, literally. Extend loan. The ticking missing localization. At a truce with Nimscott, at a truce of Garwood. Yes, please. Thank you. That's excellent. Saves us from likely annihilation. They're still on Miltech 2. Excellent. Am I losing troops faster than I am covering them? It looks like I am. Which means I probably have to... No. Oh, too late. That could prove to be a serious issue, because even with the advantage... Ooh... I could leave this fight early, but I also want to be rid of the rebels. Okay, even with the advantage... That's still pretty painful. So let's just grab some mercenary. This is a 5 stack. Oh, here's 7. 8. Or just 10 for novice adventurers. Yeah, I need numbers right now more than anything else, not quality. Get me more dudes, not better dudes. Oi, where are you going? Ah, they're gonna... Okay, you... Attach... You... Go chase them down. They're gonna kill that dude! Or not? I would very much enjoy a month or two for these guys to build up morale. Innovativeness is nice. We've chosen the right path, or... yeah, lose the reform progress, whatever. Oh, now they're going in. Alright, chase after them. Green scale rebels. Ah, this entire thing has gotten So much more messy. Decrease of cobalt tolerance. Unfortunate. And some mill power, thank you. 4.1 to 2, yeah, that's very one-sided. And they're fleeing outside. Lose loyalty there. I will just siege this province down and then I'll go after this stack, and I won't leave anything behind on Malade this time. Ventures wanted. The quest system is like neat and all, but I've never really interacted with it all that closely. It's just kind of a thing that sits in the background. We're going to be a little bit behind in admin tech. Just kind of an unfortunate necessity. We do get... Oh, what? Have you gotten bigger at some point? 102%. Why? Ah. Our admin efficiency further modifies this by +5. What am I losing admin efficiency from? Gnomish administration. I don't want to take them in 2 wars though. And you're still not even willing to take this because I have to go deal with your capital. Go raid the coast a bit. Anything I can do to decrease the war score cost. Size of blue scale, local autonomy, trade power, development base. Does devastation decrease trade power? Death cost gets reduced, manpower, sailors, movement speed. High limit institution spread, no. Oh, they're gonna be left with just one province. Super irritating. Where are you retreating to? Is it all the way into a mountain again? Yeah. Making this war as difficult as it possibly could be. We got there before the Magitech, but I don't think it was enough. Let's chase them where they go next again. Meanwhile, over there is getting slowly occupied. Oh, you did stop there. God damn it. And there's our admin tech. What do you think you're achieving over here, Besides being difficult. Well, not now, you've just doomed yourself. Well done. You still get a conveniently timed month tick, so we're still not completely running over them. Heading in here again? No. I will catch you. It's gonna happen. Sooner or later. But I can't keep running back and forth with this stack. I need to deal with them more decisively. The mercenary stack has 6k guys. Let's send them, let's detach them, send them up here, and have our regular guys siege over here. We've been warned by Garwood. Well, you don't have to worry about a thing, I am quite preoccupied. I think we have enough military advantage that I can just run these guys into there. But let's grab the general just in case. What is our guy's stats? 456. Give me more admin. Thank you. How hard is this going to be to take? Shouldn't be that bad. Problem is I really need the smaller stack in there keeping the siege secure, while the bigger stack goes and hunts after those guys. And they're reinforcing. How much manpower do you have left? 17,000. This is why you don't fight kobolds in a war of attrition. You lose. Oh, and they've got rebels. Of course they have. And finally corner them, maybe. More rebels of my own. Are any of them close to winning? No, not really. You must expand the bureaucracy. We get plus 10 harmony. I mean... we lose 10 harmony. Republican tradition, I don't really care. We gain 1.09 yearly, so that's pretty decent. Alright, well, they're not willing to give us anything until we take that fort anyway, so we basically have to stay sat on this. These provinces are all caverns just the same. None of them have a particular bonus to defensiveness. So it doesn't matter whether we take the capital and leave them something else, or leave them something else and take the capital. Oh, I need you to win this sooner than later. I quite like this music as well, I think. I'm not usually huge on Riot games, but they have their moments here and there. And releasing this free for creators music was definitely one of them. Where are you going now? You're blue scale peasants, which means you have to come back into this province. Get river crossings, my friend. Alright, finally. Yeah, now you're willing to. Don't want to deal with that. What is the most money I can take? If I leave them with a couple provinces, since I have to go to war with them again anyway. 5 loans totaling 135 ducats. Yeah, I have to go to war with them again anyway, so what's the point in stretching myself, trying to take all of it? And all of that, we get permanent claims on the rest of it. This needs us to take the rest of that. This needs us to all that. That we've fulfilled the conditions on. That needs the same core. I won't call the new land immediately. I'm going to give it a second for my war extortion to tick down. Because wow, is it high. Blue Scale's no longer a valid rival. Unsurprising. Okay, is Laurent willing to ally us? No. Is allied to Nimsgard rival Riveria. And that's 50 reasons. Human diplomatic relations, neutral attitude. There must be someone at this point who's willing to ally us, but it's two tiny nations. Well, that won't do. We have to get someone on our side before the second truce of Garwood runs out. But all the people who are even remotely interested are all much too small. Who does Laurent dislike? Garwood and Garwood only. You've got us rivaled as well as us having you rivaled, so there's not much hope there. Iran has us rivaled, and they're allied with a few people, but not Laurent, importantly. Who does Wex dislike? And would you even consider allying us? No, again, allied to Riveria. Allied with Laurent. Epeg, Vertesk, Tear. Dislike Scarred, Buzla, Istrel, Ibavar. We're not quite on the level of any of this. Okay, so Duranitis will just rival back the people who rival us. Can I transport a mercenary stack with a fleet? Oh no, if we've got 12 people in that fleet. I thought we had less transports than we do the size of a merc stack. And you can't break mercenaries up. How close are we to getting Renaissance? Not very close at all. Only 15%. And we get 5.7 innovativeness. We must have some kind of bonus to innovativeness gain. I know there's good reasons for not taking techs as early as you possibly can. But again, it's a long game. We don't need to be super efficient. Portable turret gives us siege ability. Magic missile deployer gives us shock damage received. Siege ability I think will be better. And let's have a look. Awful bullets. Morale damage dealt by us. 50 crowns to activate that. Yes, indeed. We are losing money. We can repay all of our merchant loans and take new, bigger ones, and then repay the 4% loans. Very much. This is still at 7.5. Let that take down a bit further. Let these guys recover their morale a bit before I send them in against the Greenskull Separatists. Though, maybe they should move to intercept me the moment I try to land here, but they might not. Yeah, it can be weird sometimes. Court Mage, damn, there goes our whatever it was, all power cost. We can get a government reform. We seem to be getting reform progress pretty quickly, despite having low enough crown land that we're gaining autonomy. Female advisor chance gives produce modifier, merchant loyalty, yearly Republican tradition, can re-elect from ruling family, unrest, absolutism, national manpower, missionaries. Manpower is good. Goods produced is good. Republican tradition is good. I'm gonna go ahead and go with national manpower modifier. I think that does the most for us at this point in time. They are now moving in to attack us. So it's no longer an issue. There we go. Now the question is, do I keep Do I keep that mercenary stack around? It is costing us money, but I kind of feel like I have to just to, you know, stay alive. But then with Garwood breathing down our back. Ooh! Yes, ally. Oh, thank God. There we go. Reach out. One of the following must be true. Lawrence, Garwood, or the Emperor. Whew. And we want to make Portnam happy, apparently. Fine, whatever. Ally them. 50 Diplo power, thank you. For free. Oh, vassalization. Economic base compared to Portnam. You're an OPM, right? This is one province? Yeah. A 25 dev province, sure, whatever. Distance between borders is a hierarchy, not the same religious group. Military power. Ah, everything above. Okay, now we need to wait for adventurers to tick up and then we can finally get some more crown land back. I think autonomy should be ticking, yeah, it's ticking down everywhere at this point. We wait a bit longer on that. Those guys can just sit over there for the time being. Okay, I think our somewhat precarious starting situation has been improved. With Laurent as an ally, I think we are at least stable enough that Garwood isn't going to attack us right at the beginning. At least it will take long enough that we can build up defenses of some manner. Right now, coring all this will cost 157. 142. It's not going to make that much difference waiting for it. Religious unity is absolutely tanked. Real quick, just in case I can't cancel harmonization, let's make a save. Come on, come on. I really need to get a new computer where you can see some dwarf stuff I was messing around with. When harmonized, religious unity increase and movement speed. So, harmony decreases 3 per year, will finish in 1488. 3 per year over 34 years makes for 102 harmony total, and we gain not even a full 1 per year. Cannot afford that, right? Like, without some events to increase harmony, yeah. Without being able to increase harmony in the meantime, we cannot afford to do that. We have to wait for harmony to hit 100 at least, and then we need some extra ways to increase it in the short term. I think one stability is easier to recover than the money we would lose from fixing one corruption. We can always turn rooting out corruption down. In fact, we'll probably lose some default? No. No, we don't, because we're currently pouring stuff still. Let's set it to the minimum. We're at least rooting out a little. It's decreasing overall. Now that Laurent is our ally, we can probably make do without the Merc stack. And that helps us financial situation quite a lot. We do have rebels looking to rise up back on the mainland. So bring these guys back over here. I say in the mainland, but our capital is on a little island over here. De-escalate. Our capital is on a little island, not on the actual mainland, so really thinking of this as the main bit is not quite accurate compared to this. It's all away from the capital. Protect me, Dragon Coast. Did I just get a message? No. I thought I did. Okay, this is a 14 stack at full, but we are regaining manpower very slowly. It'll take a little time to recover fully. Sea slag. Oh right. That's all good now. 18%. 20% is the next threshold for modifiers, and then 30 will remove the penalties. Blue scale separatists all over the shop. If I could predict that they're going to rise up in a particular mountain province, I'd stick the army on there. Unfortunately, I can't. Let's at least put them into one of the caverns so I don't have to deal with that, because we get like dice roll attacker -1 there, -2 here. So stick them here and hope that they spawn somewhere out there and not here where I'll have the disadvantage attacking into them. .2 years. Not entertain Wex's claim to greatness. Who's pushed Wex off of the list? Nolikas. Guys down here. Oh, they're doing well for themselves. Yezelmora is here somewhere, I think. I don't know where Rayas is. Sahel, so somewhere down there as well. The Ket, Garwood, the Command, the Hadirash, and Doran. Well, they're going to disappear at some point. That's basically not in question. The Command, if we're lucky, will also splinter apart, but I would not imagine that we're going to be lucky. Garwood is my problem to deal with. The Ket, absolute gamble whether they make it or not. Sometimes they dominate, sometimes they lose hard, sometimes they get that religious disaster. And yeah, Nolikas. I don't think there's really anything down here that should threaten Nolikas unless the Ket do. The Jad, maybe. It looks like they've beaten Zucker soundly. Variant looked Nolikas. We'll see how that all develops. I normally play in Bulwa. I love this region. The Bulwa Thunderdome is so much fun when those events kick off and it's just everyone at war against everyone. You can consolidate the entire region very rapidly during that time period. What is going on over here? Not a war, I think. Zealots and Particulates. Oh, we hit the cooldown for everyone to seize land. And the AI, being the AI, went, yeah, seize it. Rebels? Who cares about rebels? Give me the crown land. This is a Highlands province. Alright, I'm gonna stick my dudes here and hope that the rebels attack into us. They might just go that way, and if they do, that's unfortunate. But if they do go that way, then these are blue scale separatists, and this is red scale land. So they'll come back this way. Our truce with them lasts until 67, that's quite a long time. And we need them for that mission and the last one. Do we need them to restore the hierarchy? No, we've got the conditions except for admin tech. This gives us space reduction tax, so all sorts of dev in Ipec, Dragon Downs, and Winch. I assume that's these? No. Ipec. Dragon Down. Dragon. Did I read that right? Dragon Down. Oh, area. So this area. And we lose some in Nimscott, in the capital. Oh, 27 death capital. No, why? Why? That's going to be so expensive to restore. Culture and High will come Cliff Gnome. Religion changes to the fort. Alright, go for it. Culture, yeah, our culture has expanded quite a bit. So has the religion. You guys head over there. That should hopefully help with our religious unity a fair bit and our harmony. So resettle the Dragon Downs and then resettle the capital. We gain production in Dragon Point and Ullensbay, lose it in Nimscott. Increases our static artifice capacity by 1. And culture and religion changes. Go for it. Yes, look at that. Unity. Dragon Spine is these provinces. Okay. And if I'd gone for Purge or whatever earlier here, then I imagine this would be fully remove them instead of adding gnomish minorities. But we're not going to do that. We're going to be nice and friendly. Tolerance of the True Faith. We're going to be nice and friendly and welcoming and not eradicate all of the kobolds. We have overtaken someone. Why? Development and embrace institutions. Have you not got feudalism down in the Sahel? I guess not. Bounty from 1 missing institution. Bounty from 2 missing institutions. Right. Okay. I mean, I'll take it. I imagine they'll catch up without too much hassle, but for the time being, I'll take it. Renaissance is in a couple of our provinces, but barely. I'm not gonna dev it. Not when we're right next to the Empire and where it spawns. Right, like Renaissance came from here. Everyone here is gonna get it. It's gonna spread really quickly, so we shouldn't have any issue embracing it at all. Did you walk all the way around me? You... I look away for a second and the AI thinks it can get smart with me. I've still got better military modifiers than my rebels do. Rebels do get stronger as you select new... what are they called? Unit types or whatever. But they don't get the rest of your modifiers. And there are some interesting things you can do with that, especially in this mod. Because I do believe if you are playing the Centaurs or the Harpies, who respectively don't get infantry, they're all cavalry, or who don't get cavalry, they're all infantry, then you can just leave the category you don't get at minimum, and your rebels will use those units, which means they'll have those units pips. Except unlike you, who are managing your armies very carefully, they will just have mixed stacks of whatever units. I think it's especially powerful as the Centaurs, because it means that rebels, which are usually primarily infantry, will get absolutely destroyed by your super buffed up cavalry stacks. Now then, Portsmouth, you are not willing to become a vassal still, and Rex will not ally me. West Ham is considering it. But I don't even see where that is. Oh, that's a tiny thing up here. Yeah, no one of any real strength is considering allying with us. Disappointing, considering we're supposed to be a great power. But then we are also on no manpower and trying to rebuild our army very slowly. Darwin decided to accept requests on knowledge sharing from Garwood. Good for them. Oh, pardon me for yawning. We're losing some money. We could be losing a lot more. We got up to almost 1 corruption in the process of this. Alright, if I drop army maintenance way down, we're still not quite making money. The only fort we've got is this one, which I will keep, but mothball for now. Paying some interest, state maintenance, advisors, of course. But honestly, it's worth going into debt if it means you can pay for advisors. They're just really good. Since we're making money, we pay one of the loans to make a bit more from paying less interest. Our profit will go up once we've got the last few provinces actually caught. We've gotten surprisingly little in the way of rebels, despite taking so much land. Which I assume is helped along by, like, tolerance of heathens or something. +2 from the fort. Probably helps. I have to assume it helps. Unrest. You had rebels from Blue Scale. You also had rebels. Oh, so Blue Scale's rebels rising up has completely... Yeah, Blue Scale's rebels have completely removed their ability to rise up against us while we're coring it. Alright, grab that, not this. There we go. We're close to Gov capacity already, which is quite unfortunate. We are at 226 development, which is a decent amount. I mean, there's some nations that start with that kind of dev, but to reach it within the first couple of years when you're not one of those nations is pretty good. Not going to be as easy to expand from there. If we can get a couple provinces off of these guys, we can keep using the anti-monstrous conquest against everyone up here, right? No, you guys are human? Oh, who was it? No, Frozen War. Half. I swear there was some ogre nation up here somewhere. But I don't know where. You war much? No human. There's definitely ogres in the Serpent Spine. The bit where it's open. Around those like 4 holes where the Dwarf Empire capital was. Oh, you know what I said earlier about the only game I've played around here was as the New Wanderers. I have also played as Ibervar. Because you can kind of get into Escan a bit earlier. And then since no one else can see it, you can just conquer everything. And no one really cares all that much. These ones we'll wait for because we won't get innovativeness by taking them early, so may as well just sit on it a little while and then get it for cheaper. Wex is a great power again. High ranking one, because they embrace an institution. The command remains big. The Adrenaline Rash remains big. We are only in the first few years of the game. They've not even had enough time to fire off their various disasters and whatever else happens. I can turn that all the way off, make a bit more money. I would like to be ticking down on that, but we really don't have enough money to try and fish for a good advisor. We do get portable turrets, which is excellent for sieges. There it is. 50 crowns, we get 10 siege ability, absolutely. Centipedal chests. Envoy travel time and shock damage received, or apparitional communicator for yearly prestige and republican tradition. Give me shock damage received, please. Nascent Artificery Estate. Can research tier 1 inventions. Embracing a rapid and unrestrained research approach, we need to undertake 6 research projects to move on to the next level. We've completed 3 of 6. 12 before 1580. Do we get something special if we complete 12 before 1580? Because I think we've got enough time for that, right? We do 1 every 5 years, then in the 22 years remaining. No, the 22 years remaining, that's like 4 more. We don't get 12 at all before 1580. Idea group wise, couple bands. Find a way to recruit them. We are going to want to integrate the kobolds as soon as possible. Idea group wise, I mean, there's the obvious ones. There's admin, which is just kind of always good. There's Diplo, which is great when you're next to the Empire. I think quality, because it helps ships as well, and we're going to be doing New World stuff. But of course, if we're going to be doing New World stuff, then exploration ideas. I don't know whether the Gnomish hierarchy is a colonial nation, though, basically. We're still a couple techs away from finding out, so we have to pick our first idea group before we get a chance to look at our new missions. Learning from a traveler, 20 support for Renaissance, lose 10 for Renaissance, 5 support for Renaissance. Where exactly? Madit is here and has barely any Renaissance. Wow, we're really not making quick progress here, are we? 2%, 2%, 4, 11. You're working on feudalism, never mind. 8, 7, 7. Used to be coming quickest over here. What about the capital? 20, but it's not ticking up. Yeah, I give 70 ducats for Alter and turn on advancement effort over here. Everywhere still has super high autonomy. Slowly ticking down. Next Crown Land seizing is in 59. We've almost got enough loyalty for that. It can probably stand to summon the Diet. Base tax 7, manpower 75%, that one might be difficult. Trade company size 5. Base production 5. Base production 5 in Bacons. I won't do it immediately. I'll leave it to sit there. The longer this is on here, the longer the AI estates can't take advantage of supremacy over the council. So we will just wait out the full duration on that. It's a simple one that I can complete at any time. So in this case, we'll let that be as late as I possibly can get away with. I suppose even if it's going slowly over here, I should still encourage it. Minorian 10 death province. We've got some low death land, man. Yeah, every little helps. It's a little expensive as well. It's a lot expensive, actually. That province just went from making 0.8 to nothing. And this one's losing money and this one's not making very much. Oh, unrest. On particularists. Not terribly dangerous. We are losing our great power status. That's unfortunate, but I'm not about to scramble to maintain it, especially when we don't actually have enough development to really justify being on this list. Claims we are still only on blue scale. That's good. Is now ticking down 0.15, so 3 times as quickly. I mean, you're being integrated by Gawa, there's really no way we're attacking that. Riveria is allied with Laurent. Hairview is a vassal of Gawa and being integrated. Salmador has a trade league behind them, which means way too much manpower for us to really interact with. Serpent Guard is a vassal of Salmador. And you guys are just too far away. Trolls. Yeah, no real opportunity anywhere here. No one is grossly ahead of us in tech. I mean, there's a couple tech 5s. Economic ideas. Admin. You're behind. Admin. Exploration ideas. Okay. Exploration ideas. Exploration ideas. We're definitely not going to be able to take the New World without any competition, that's for sure. Exploration ideas. But I want to try. I've not played the exploration game before in this mod, in which case actually, short of deving the institution, which we really don't want to be doing right now, I think. I mean, maybe here this is farmland. Costs 70 to dev. This is a 22 dev province. Oof. No, take the thing, give me the idea group. Exploration ideas. Give me recruit explorers and conquistadors. Give me a colonist. One, two, three. I can't remember why I started taking 3 at a time of these. There was some reason for it when I first did it. I don't know if I just heard somewhere that it was the ideal number to take or something like that. But since starting, I've just kind of stuck with it. 3 light ships with an explorer. That's always the number. Halflings. We don't really want to get involved with that. Okay, Vienna has a province up here. I kind of figured they'd explore further north this direction, but no, we're going over there. We don't have the range to get anything over there. I couldn't say for certain whether this island would give Vienna enough range to start colonizing in these spots. It might. Rediscovery of Elantir. The first ever confirmation of Elantir's existence was the day it died. The day of ashen skies may have torn Elantir asunder, but ever since the Elven Remnant fleet arrived in Canada during the year 1000, the tales of their fabled homeland has gripped idealists and explorers from all over. Since then, many have attempted to sail west and failed, until now, Elantir has been rediscovered. 50 prestige and 1.4 for innovativeness. Nice. So we're ahead of the curve, right? The others have taken exploration ideas, but they've not unlocked any... They've not actually unlocked the first idea. Well, you have, but you haven't made use of it yet. 5.72 innovativeness, and we get... Ooh, hiccup. And we get to stay ahead in Miltech, yes. You know, it's maybe a waste of points, but wanna be ahead. It's very, very valuable. When we've got Scoured breathing down our neck, figuratively. Laurent is big enough to oppose them, but Laurent also has a whole bunch of unruly vassals. These guys will all turn against him given the chance. And the chance could involve a war with Goward, so it's risky. It's all very, very risky. We're making 1.19 now all of a sudden. And our ship is coming back. Rather our fleet. Okay, now explore the coast. I mean, I can see on this map mode, but I can't colonize anywhere there, so... North Elantir Coast Sea. I guess that's this region? Yeah. Go see if you can find me an island. But we don't have a range, really? It's like 2 tiles away. Diplo is the colonial range, guys. Maybe I can just get lucky and one pops up. I don't have the money to go cycling through advisors, it's really not an option. Oh, and one of those was an event advisor, so another one isn't going to pop up to begin with. Unfortunate. Subjugation war, sure. How long until I can go in on you again? Oh, another 6 years, ooh. Any other islands up here that I might be able to hop along to, maybe? Keep more of them. 411, 141, 114. Lose 13 Republican tradition? That's not very much at all. Our elections are every 17 years. If I have to pay less than 17 Republican tradition to re-elect the guy, then it's free. It's basically free. Excellent. Aid from Gibbard. Recently we've received a large amount of gold from a gnomish brethren in Gibbard. Over here. They say this is because they had heard rumors that we were planning to liberate the Dragon Coast from the kobolds and wanted to assist us in a noble endeavor. This will greatly assist us in our efforts, and the assistance of the Imperial Gnomes will never be forgotten. My friend, it has happened. You're late to the party. We've been and gone. Repay your loan. Oh, we've got a normal loan. I should have checked and repaid that one specifically. Oops. Well, we're still... Oh, now what? Who and where? Them and everywhere, basically. Actually, let's go sit you over here so that no one can pop up underneath our fort. Explore. We don't need to explore further over there right now. We just need to see the islands. But we can know once we can colonize them. Manage autonomous rebel suppression everywhere. Colonial range, nice. Merc manpower, also nice. Still not enough range to actually reach the island, though. Or maybe it is, and you only find out once you can actually see it. That's bad. I've kind of relied on knowing that I can't colonize things because I can see them through the fog of war. We lose 30 settlers from gnomish administration. I wasn't able to find the modifier earlier. Is it in here anywhere? Integrated, current policy, percentage of how many there are? No. It simply doesn't say. Oh, there it is. Gnomish military, yep, all the stuff. Gnomish administration, tech cost, production efficiency, spy network construction, foreign spy detection, innovativeness gain, there it is. Length of election term plus 13 years. Global settler increase, decreased. Missionary strength, state maintenance, 25%. Ooh, and 5% admin efficiency. Painful. Now then, I normally default to this one, to be honest, because global settler increase, I mean, it is flat out faster, yeah, but colonizing isn't generally that much of a race, to be honest. Uprising chance, 50% is neat, but they're still going to rise up. Native assimilation means that depending on how many natives there are, you get more production. But it's all going to go to your colonies anyway, so do you really care? You're making money off a trade. So really, I just go with minus 100% native uprising chance, and then I don't have to bother with any of those guys. They can just go do their own thing, off in the distance. And I don't have to ferry troops around over the entire world, trying to stop random pop-ups like that. Or more of the provinces so I can see what I can actually reach to colonize. Now this will take money. Yeah, 2.05 colonial maintenance. Let's buy this down a bit. Are you gonna rise up at some point, or are you just gonna threaten to? Honestly, increase autonomy and get these guys back down. Not completely, so that I can still reinforce those last bits. Keep exploring the coasts. Oh, now you're not ticking down again because I lowered army maintenance. Come on. You know you want to stop being a nuisance. 0.5. Like here? Only from a traveler. We don't have the money right now. 0.5. Tick. 0.2. Maybe I do ditch the fort, but that's only 0.5 ducats as well. 0.1. Oh, you're just messing with me now. Alright, the Sahel, North Island here, North Island here, North Island here, North Island here. I will need to explore all of it eventually. Okay, that's down here. So what is this region? North Atlantic coast. Bay of Relief. We have renewed loans, unfortunate. Anything else I can do to be making better money right now? Not particularly, really. I mean, a bigger trade fleet, maybe? But then that fleet needs to be paid for as well. We don't have the money to upgrade centers of trade, which could help with our income. But I'd need to take loans to even try it. This bit of interest is annoying, but not really making a huge difference. Alright, centerfield chests. Sunday art devices. What does centipedal chests give me? Envoy travel time and shock damage received. Once I've got the money, I will in fact want to activate that. Prestige decay or admin efficiency? Yes, please. Love some admin efficiency. Broken Sea is all the way up in the north. Okay, we do have range to this province. That will be our next target after here. Hopefully we get there before anyone else and cut them off from expanding in that direction. We've renewed a loan. Fine. A few more years until I can attack you again. Yeah, 67. We are still 2 techs away from forming the Gnomish hierarchy. Also, still not got Renaissance in any of our provinces. Oh yeah, that's another reason why we're not making so much money. Is because we've got what's it called? Advancement effort turned on in all the provinces. 68%, so soon. We're not very big, so it shouldn't be terribly difficult to get the institution across the entirety of our nation. We're not getting nearby friendly province bonus, but we are getting adjacent province bonus from Riveria. Where's that? Over here. I have to spend some time learning the names of all the different sea tile areas at some point. If I turn this down again, I assume we've got unrest. Some over there, but that's 2.7 years. The others seem to have settled down though. We're once again making money. Temporarily. Ugh. Excuse me for yawning. Need to get more sleep. Try to settle the issue justly, or we must exploit the situation. Everyone promises this area will get autonomy. 30 years. Oh. 20% chance we stop being just and become greedy. Or settle the issue justly. Yeah, settle the issue justly. I think honestly, gameplay wise, the other one might have been the better option, but while I'm not one of the people who likes to roleplay in a game like EU4, I can't help but every now and then want to play as the good guys, you know? The opposite holds true as well. Sometimes you want to play, I don't know, the gnolls and kill everyone. But not always. Keep exploring ocean tiles. How much will this put us over our 188 out of 200? We'll use 21, bringing us to 209. 209 is barely over. I think I would much prefer to have the extra money from having this be a productive state once the autonomy takes down. Gnomish minority large integrated gives some autonomy. That can be the big downside if you've got too many different pops in there and they all give you autonomy modifiers. You end up with very high autonomy provinces. But generally speaking, in terms of cost versus benefit, you're almost always better off letting, like if someone nearby is purging, you're almost always better off letting them into your nation. I did have an event once as Elegant over here where like I had so many orcs in goblins? I think goblins in a city that they took over and reformed into city goblins from whatever culture was in the province beforehand. Okay, that's both in Sahel, so that's south. I'm not planning to expand in that direction for a good long while yet. I can enact a government reform. Frequent elections. No, we don't want that. Re-election reduces the state influence by 10%. Interesting. And maximum absolutism, length of election term. Can force a re-election, yearly corruption, maximum absolutism. Election by lottery. Only occurs when ruler dies. All skills of elected rule is changed by 1. No. Yearly corruption, I mean that's neat. We'll take this. I think that's the best bet. Corruption is usually either so low that 0.1 is irrelevant, or so high that 0.1 is irrelevant. So I don't see any sense in taking that particular one. And the others just didn't appeal to me. Okay, in this case where we want to reach Tech 7 sooner rather than later, it actually does matter to me whether I'm eating penalties. So we will wait with this and hopefully embrace the institution soon. I could def that, I could def this. Global settler increase, great. You go back out and just go down the list, explore everything. Uprising over here, these two provinces. They produce barely anything. Just gonna raise autonomy and make that problem go away. 50-50, 46. But your equilibrium is 55, so you'll get there eventually. I could dev a little here, costs 42. We're so close. What's the cap? 1,280. Ah, that's pretty damn high. I think we can wait and hold off on that. The quest is the quest, force the merchant to pay. Oh. One of the merchant guilds had a little too much influence anyway. Now it's them we're waiting for. Explore that. How does it look? We've still got range only on this one island over here. Of course, once we take that, we'll have way more range. Queen. No ruining. Which is in the North Ruinborn group. I have no idea what the colonial nations look like in this region. I don't think there is a convenient colonial nation map either. There might be. But if there is, I've never heard of it. I'll have to look at the Discord at some point after stream. See if there is a colonial nation map. That's usually one of my favorite things about not being a colonizer in EU4, is that I can come in afterwards, conquer them, and get all the colonial nations in their correct colonial regions. I wonder if this actually becomes impassable when it's frozen over. That would be very interesting. But yeah, being able to get all of the colonial nations in their colonial regions is very satisfying. It's some mercantilism. This is like a fifth along the way. Yeah, 257, so... Oh, almost a third. Too far off. Atlas plus 0 from Tech 25. Minus 30 from Gnomish Administration. Plus 10 from Land of Opportunity. Minus 5 from no adjacent controls. So... 0. 20% chance of attracting extra settlers each month. So if I recall this guy right now, this colony simply wouldn't happen. Trade efficiency 15%. We're making 4 and a bit ducats from trade. I'm gonna say just take the money. Take them. Oh, take the money and increase this though. Kinda tempting. Probably not the right move, all things considered, but too tempting. Now you can explore in the Sahel. It doesn't matter. But yeah, thanks to the gnome penalties, there's 0 guaranteed settlers a year. We're entirely reliant on the colonist bringing in new people each month. That's kind of bad. Base value, production efficiency, colony level, same continent, accepted religion, same culture, same religious group. The Admiral is dead. That's not good. I do believe maneuver pips increase how much trade steering they do. Cadesti criminal apprehended. Uphold the letter of law. Oh, the withering. It was a long night, longer than usual. At first the new inmate wouldn't shut up, no matter what me and my fellows did. The Cadesti bastard would scream and beg us for freedom, for his life, and, well, we thought naught of it at first. Just a route getting used to the rot, as they do. After some time, at least a few hours I reckon, the screaming stopped, and I thought, well, that new inmate had enough of it and fell asleep, good for him. So I let my eyes close down for a few minutes. Next thing I knew, they were screaming again. I got up to look, but this time it wasn't that Cadesti. I could tell it was my pal patrolling the dungeon, so rushed to see what in the name of all hells could be going on, since he never spooked easy none. I found him flat on his ass, pointing at the prison cell with the new bloke, arms shaking, trying to say something but only making chattering sounds. So I grabbed my cudgel and went closer to look, and what I saw, the Cadesti, the traveller, was rotting. Same lad was alive and whole just a few hours back, but now he was a bloated corpse. Looked like gangrene, more foul than the fires of hell. His jaw was off, his throat out. Sorry for the graphic description, but it's still with me. His mouth and throat had fallen off. I reckon that's why the screaming stopped. I'd never seen anything like it. Something had rotted away at the poor bastard's body and soul, decaying him. I still see it when I close my eyes. I took the body out, we buried it. Poor bastard. At least now he's got a final resting place. From the journal of the prison warden of the Baycoods, following the Cadesti incident of 1466. Ooh. Lose 2 manpower. From 2 prison guards quitting, I assume. Interesting. Not seen this event before. The way this was written kind of reminds me of Daniel Green's book, Reach of Peace. The kind of slightly supernatural police drama, procedural, I'm not sure how you correctly describe it. But it had a similar sort of vibe. Alright, we should be able to seize land right before we go back into war with Blue Scale. They're on Tech 3 now to my Tech 6, so no concerns there. I could get some more guys, but then I'd have to pay for more guys, which is absolutely not something I want. Explore down there. Now, will this give me a jumping off point to there, and is here where I really want to go? I feel like down here is the more valuable place to start. Economic development. Oh no, here is where it's at. Do I have a death map mode in here, or I do? I lose track sometimes of what bits I've got on my quick bar. 8 death province there, it's pretty nice. But a lot of development over here. A fair amount up here as well, actually. Ah, a bit harder to say now where I want to start. Blue Scale separatists everywhere. Okay, so the modifier has very much worn off. The recent uprising modifier. Let's get the army back into fighting form. Use of Blue Scale has ended. These are all over 50 now. One more seize land and we'll be out of the red, crown land wise. There we go, explore already. Explore. South Uelos' Lament and West Salahad. West Salahad should be this bit and Uelos' Lament should be down here. Okay. I was about to say maybe I provoke the revolt, but actually it's fine. What do you mean avoiding enemy? Get over there. See if maybe they're stupid and they run into us. If not, we'll just get them in the moment. Still not so much progress in this. It's spread very quickly over here now. 95% though, so we're close. I mean, sure, what's a little more money to hemorrhage at this point? No, don't run away, just attack them. They're not going to win that fight anyway. We might take a few more casualties than we otherwise would have, but we're not going to lose. And that on as well, even though it costs money. But I want the garrison to build back up. And we certainly cannot afford to let the kobolds take the fort if we attack them and they run off in some awkward direction. Alright, what's next? Mystic Ciphers or Conversation Calibrator? Improve relations and AE impact. Yes, please. We have renewed loans. We're probably about to take loans. Yeah, we're losing 2 ducats per month. You cannot run from me, my friend. Declare war, anti-monsters conquest. Oh, we don't quite catch them, really? Come on. Get these guys. Ah, we've explored all available areas. Zillicow and Dendugma. It will depend on what the Gnomish Hierarchy mission tree looks like, whether it gives me claims anywhere here, but it will probably be worth colonizing in this direction and conquering through the Sahel, because no one here is going to be able to stop us, and it means we don't have to eat all of the AE up here where Garwood very much can stop us. Not a strategy I usually go for, to be honest, but then in base EU4, I think there's a lot less dev in Africa than there is in the Sahel. It's also kind of more awkward to access. The way it's a bit cut off around the west, and then there's like Kilwa, the one strong nation on the east, whereas the Sahel is a bit more open and you can come at it from a few angles. Yeah. This only needs 3,000 dudes, so we'll leave 4,000 on there, move the rest away. We should foster his growth. Ah, excellent in Olmedit. This place is now also receiving at 0.5 a month. 0.5 a month. Yeah. The capital. Oh. When did you start getting that? No prosperity anywhere because I haven't had the spare points to buy up stability, but I feel like looking at my admin, that's maybe not the case right now. There's unity over gov capacity, lack of Republican tradition. Yeah, it's still worth it. -2 each round of devastation. Here it's ticking up though. 90% chance each round to tick up because we've got great stats. Okay. Come on, we breached the walls like ages ago. Look how slowly that ticks up. Oh. If the kobolds didn't start in such a precarious position, I would honestly have played them today. But I really wasn't confident in my ability to make a kobold run work. I know the idea is that you like quickly consolidate and then just bleed out Garwood when they inevitably declare on you. But that's really not... It really doesn't play into my strengths as far as EU4 is concerned. I decided not to do it. Let's put a couple dev points into some of this farmland. Just a couple, not there. Yeah. Just get these down below 1,000. In a minute, when we embrace the institution, that will bring the point cap back down. And I can't remember what the exact conditions are on which you lose points. I think if you spend coins on something while you're over the cap, it brings you back down to the cap. But of course that might have just been a thing ages ago and it's been removed since. Or I might be misremembering. I only learned really recently that you get bonuses to goods produced based on the amount of natives in the province and your native assimilation modifier. Never knew that before. Alright, 145. That's a little expensive. Did they dev their capital? 410, yeah, a bit. 100 mil power and... that will make things more expensive, so let's hit core first and then hit that. Okay. Last thing remaining is 100 dip power and a core in Tonkam. Oh. Well, isn't that just delightful? Huh? Are these not mutually exclusive? There we go. I was confused for a moment there. But no, it just needed a moment to catch up. Which means we now have the penalty for leaving a trade company. But if that's what it needs for the mission, what can you do? Okay, you still need some more time. Let's get you all back over here. Let's turn this back off. And hopefully make some money. Not quite, not quite. I can buy inflation all the way down to 0. And then we do make money. We go. Get rid of a 4% loan. And now we're making almost half a ducat. Okay, once this spreads some more. Potion seller, I demand your strongest potions. For most of history, potions have been extremely hard to craft, with requiring an extremely skilled alchemist to produce them at anywhere near a reasonable rate. However, recent breakthroughs have allowed for far easier potion production, and combined with the ever-increasing demand for adventures in Escan, potion sales have gone through the roof. As such, demand for potion bottles has similarly increased. We get 100 Diplo, some innovativeness, and the price of glass goes up. 100 Diplo also lets us finish this mission, which gives us some dev and culture shift and Gnomish minorities. Oh, you know, culture was over here? Not quite sure. And we're a great power again, even though we haven't embraced the institution. So who's struggling even harder than we are? Wex is still on here. Rash and the command haven't collapsed, unfortunately. The guys in that swirly place over here seem to be off the list. Fortunate for them. Oh yeah, how many relationships? Let's go. I've got 2. A few more people are willing to ally me now, but not really anyone particularly strong. The army's at full manpower, so we can turn that all the way off. And we're immediately at risk of losing our great power status. Because Everfill is there. Money is always good, yes it is. Pesky Kobold traps. Troubling reports come from Kodoran, as traps have begun appearing around the main thoroughfares of the province. While the builder of these traps is unknown, they are undoubtedly linked to the local population of kobolds due to their wealth of expertise in trap making. Although it is unclear if these traps were intended to catch animals or harm travelers, it is clear that they are hurting our bottom line by discouraging travelers and merchants from passing through the area. Even though hiring some kobolds to deactivate the traps would be the safest option, their avarice is well known, meaning that their services could not come cheap. Another option would be to deal with the traps ourselves, although that would take much more time and would hurt our business in the short term. Finally, we could dispatch the army to deal with the traps and punish the perpetrators. 43 ducats is perfectly fine, and we do want to get the kobolds integrated sooner rather than later. I do want to do a run as kobolds at some point, just not these kobolds that start next to Goward. There is, what are they called? Darkscale in the Serpent Spine somewhere up here, who are an option. And I think there's some little kobold nation off way to the east, but they're kind of, I think the ones to the east also have some struggles with their neighbors. And I've played way too much in the Serpent Spine off stream recently to go there again. So really the options are very limited. I do remember something about kobold pirates, but I couldn't tell you where they are. Again, to the east, I think. I think Mix something over here is a kobold nation. Might also be Knolls, though. Sure, please don't give me more unrest. Last thing I need. How far along is the colony? Halfway? That's not so bad. I think it cost me a stability if I want to change my native policy and coexistence, because this place doesn't actually have anyone in it. None of these, as a matter of fact, have anyone in them. Up here they do. But down here there isn't anyone. So preventing uprisings doesn't do anything for me, in which case global settler increase. Yeah. Sucks when I just got stability a few minutes ago, but I'll pay the cost again to have these colonies finish in something resembling a reasonable time frame. I am curious what the hell Venal and Usalar and Everfill and everyone else are up to, because I seem to be the only one colonizing. Okay, Everfill is down here, they've just started. But Venal? No, not down here. Not down here. Some of these islands are really tiny. They've just got this little outpost and they haven't expanded from it. And if I've got the range up here to get there, then they've definitely got the range from here to get there. Yet they're just not doing it. Don't know why. Imagine if you play as one of the nations with big enough bonuses to colonization, you can probably also snake across here and go into Escan, or head to the north, get past one of these nations, and then start colonizing across here and get up into the Serpent Spine. I always avoid doing that in my games. If I'm playing in the Serpent Spine, I have vassals outside of it. And if I'm playing outside the Serpent Spine, I have vassals inside of it. But I never cross over. I do believe if you're outside of it, you will get the full brunt of the Serpent Spine disasters, which are pretty damn vicious, as this mod likes to be. 427 ducats. We're close to getting it in that province, not too far off in this one. About halfway in some of these. About halfway in some of these. It will still take a little while. We've got innovativeness. Yes, I will continue to dish out dumb amounts of monarch points to stay well ahead in Miltech. Oh, we are getting unbalanced research. Perhaps I was overeager in my decision just now. We can repay a 4% loan. I don't know if that's enough to put us back in the green right now. Almost. There we go. I assume autonomy ticked down somewhere and now we're back in the green. State maintenance, yeah, we are paying so much for our states. And our advisors have gotten more expensive. Gain 10 harmony, lose 10 harmony. What is our harmony at? 70. Gain 10 harmony, please. We finished coring, good. Converting provinces and harmonizing our religions will reduce our harmony in the short term, yeah. We're getting through this much quicker. I guess having a 666 definitely helps in that regard. Settler chance plus 10%, excellent, and construction costs. Yeah, we're making 11 across the board. I doubt anyone else is enjoying quite so much point generation. I mean, maybe Garwood and Laurent have the money to hire better advisors than we do. Ah, Wex keeps the emperorship. Not bad, not bad. Barely, apparently. Percham, or no, we cannot have bad discipline, absolutely not. Yeah, Wex is a lot like Austria in that they absolutely get ruined if they lose the emperorship. They do have a powerful mage ruler. Good for them. It's going to be a while before we can seize land again. Won't be too long till we finish the first idea group. And it won't be too long once we finally have the institution before we can take 6 and then take 7. There's somewhere I can dev a little that would really help with the spread of the institution. Maybe here, where it's fairly close anyway. We are pretty decently ahead in Miltech. This now finishes in 73, and it's the end of 72, so not long at all. Present in 74, never mind. I swear I'd said something different a second ago. Oh! We can rank up. Don't rank as duchy, we become a kingdom. That should help things as well, because it will give us more gov capacity. A good amount. We might also want to, considering how much they take up of our nation, accept the Cobalt cultures. That should help with their coexistence a lot as well. No, I don't want to convert, I want to harmonize the Dragon Court. Unlocks the conversation calibrator, so we get less AE and better better improved relations, which basically means less AE. Market Mender Victor IA free. Trade efficiency, production efficiency, national tax modifier. Or Mystic Ciphers for, no, this one. I could not be less interested in spy detection, to be honest. I know there are situations where it comes in useful, but for the most part it's just so irrelevant. There's no point in investing an artificer invention in that. Absolutely not. Okay, 2.3 ducats. Why am I suddenly making so much more money? I must admit, I do not understand. Oh, was there some corruption left over and we've just finished rooting it out? If that's the case, that would very much explain. High harmony is completely counteracting unbalanced research. Nice. I think I still prefer some other religions over harmony ones. Just because engaging with the harmony mechanic can be so awkward. Because it costs harmony to harmonize with a religion, and it costs more harmony than you can store up, so you need sources of harmony in order to to have harmonization. It makes sense from a gameplay perspective, very much so, but that doesn't stop it being kind of awkward to use. And no one interested in becoming a vassal game. I just thought of it because I saw these guys and was looking at their diplomatic options. Yeah. Likewise, like the hunt religion, which is pretty cool overall. I just find sometimes you've got so much religious power or whatever the resource is called, but really no use for it and no incentive to use it because the abilities available are somewhat limited. Now obviously you can't be pumping that stuff into useful bonuses all day, every day. There has to be limitations. I just think those limitations aren't quite where they should be. Feels a little bit too restrictive when you can and can't benefit from your religious power, or in what ways you can benefit. You know, the like the introduce. I think they have an introduce mage heir option. That's very useful, especially for a monstrous nation that doesn't have a mage estate yet, because later the mage estate can do that. Bad example here because we've got artificers instead of mages, but yeah, you know, if you don't have that, then being able to do it through your religion is very useful. But then your other options are what? You can steal a dozen ducats from some neighboring provinces at the cost of making them upset? That's not really worth it. If you were next to the cat, I guess, and you wanted to ruin their mandate growth with devastation, then sure, it's an option. But how often are you trying to do that? These Shadari might be a problem later on. The command also hasn't collapsed. And our colony is finished. Hooray. The Lonely Isle is part of Western Canal. Interesting. A single province making up a state. Okay, so now our range extends to all the way over here. These places also don't have any natives in them. I'm kind of curious about down here. Vienal is starting to colonize in this region. Do I contest the others in the south, or do I attempt to just take the entire north for myself? trade-wise, it is the north that flows into the Dragon Coast. So really it's the north that I should focus on. Right, the Banished Isles split into Westport, into the Bay of Wines, and into Devonall Gate. Yeah, we will go here. This looks kind of suspicious that this is just one province. Natural harbor, local trade power. Let's find out what the single isolated province is all about. Might just be that it's to look cool. Because this is absolutely the kind of thing that I would throw onto a map, just a single bay surrounded by fields of snow and ice. That is super, super cool. We still have a bit of unrest in these provinces, unfortunately. Banned novel and religious unity. Reform oligarchy. Could boost this. Yeah, please, I don't want to have to deal with uprisings right now. These are still on 43%, so that will take a while. And this still costs almost 400. 80% present. Oh, we actually have the money to build stuff for the first time ever. 0.21, not really worth investing in right now. We'll invest in that stuff later when we've got that sweet, sweet new world, or old world in this case, trade income. It is kind of a funny reversal that you used all the new world EU4 mechanics, but lore-wise, you know, this is where everything was happening before, and then some explosion went off, ruined this place, and people fled to over here, which is really the new world, from the perspective of the remnant fleet, of course. But with everyone and their aunt tracing their heritage back to the remnant fleet, that's really the perspective you have to take if you're on Cano. Anything else wouldn't make sense. I forgot to grab myself a drink before this stream, so I've just been kind of ignoring it by force, and I'm really starting to feel it. No, don't click. Click this. Anywhere that's super, super close that I could just dev. I mean, there's a couple 80%. But then that should also be done soon, right? 77 within 2 years. $76. Yeah, and that was enough deving to put us back into great power status. It's really not that important being in great powers. I mean, the bonus to power projection is neat. But beyond that, like what else does it really give you? Prestige decay, institution embracement cost, maximum absolutism, power projection. The institution embracement cost is convenient for me in particular right now, and maximum absolutism is always nice, but prestige decay, whatever, power projection, me. You do get +1 of each monarch point if you've got about 50, so it's not as if it's something you want to completely ignore. But it just kind of happens naturally that you have high power projection as you play the game. Other island here, 5 provinces in Castelnor. Centers of trade, embrace renaissance, problem overlord, humanity drive. Base production 5 in this place. Easy enough to do, and we get a nice bit of gold out of it. Then we can summon the diet again. I'm a little concerned about how much influence the Merchant Guild has at the moment. Manor. No, we're not going to war with Bavaria. Colonize that. The general will expire on something 96. That's enough time. Little army size at least 75% of force limit. Yeah, we'll take that one. I don't know that I've ever actually seen a colonize agenda. Maybe I have and I just didn't pay much attention to it because I don't play the colonial game very often. But I think I've never seen one. 345, getting closer. As our money ticks up and the cost ticks down. Shouldn't be too much longer until we get what we're after. In the meantime, there's not really much to be done because I can't attack into Riveria because that will mean losing Laurent as an ally. I can't attack Garwood because I can't beat him. And I don't want to attack Salvador because I frankly also think I can't beat them. So we're just kind of stuck waiting for colonies to finish. Strength and clergy privilege, monthly war exhaustion, religious unity, and the philosophers lose some influence. I normally pick expanded temple rights or -2 local unrest, but then I build way less churches than workshops because they just give way less money. Or diplomats and all estates loyalty equilibrium, very useful as well. But I think in this particular instance, admin tech cost and religious unity are really useful, and philosopher's influence, just incidentally, happens to be neat as well. Oh no, it's the merchants I want to de-influence, not the philosophers. Oh well, the other two things still stand and they're ever more important. Now the naval force limit modifier and treasure fleet income, and of course we get more innovativeness. And then can fabricate claim overseas in colonial region. This at this point costs 580. So can I fabricate claims on you? Yes. Let's get to work on that, because you've got Miltech 2 and 10,000 dudes. That is not going to be enough. What better way to expand into the New World than to just take provinces by force? Instead of going through all the hassle of colonizing them, and we're sitting around for a dozen years as settlers trickle in. Hierarch dies of old age. Oh. Hierarch Mordibum Quintain. Hierarch Mordibum has lived a long life far beyond any natural humans, witnessing the coming and passing of ages, innumerable triumphs, and the overwhelming grief and loss that seeps into the cracks of her mind, eroding it beyond measure. Yet Mordibum never wavered, becoming the single constant in our nation over the centuries. As the ever-turning cogs of time churn ever further, we shall remember the great charisma wielded by the late hierarch. We can only hope that his successor inherits but a fraction of his vast personality. While his body may crumble to dust, his memory and legacy shall live on through the lasting impact he has left upon Nimscott. We will take the bureaucrat candidate. And I think those events fired out of order. Alright, a 411. Well, we will make him a 666 through elections. Easily enough. These events that are all about like your rulers and mourning them and stuff like that are always a little awkward. Or when certain missions and stuff assume that someone is going to be dead or whatever. Like there's a Jadari mission that talks about the death of the initial ruler, but if you conquer fast enough, which you certainly can with a Jadari, he's still alive when you get to that mission. Or if you manage to turn your ruler into a lich or something like that. There are ways to speed ahead and avoid death. 37%, not bad. I was fairly certain that this is the right decision to take, but I am a little curious whether we'll actually manage to finish one colony and then start and finish another one before the deadline. We might end up cutting it a little bit close, but just a little. Colony dev boost, yes. Normally you'd want like the combat terrain one or the AE one, but I'm not doing any fighting over here, so give me colony dev boost. $339. In a couple months we will be able to take that. Especially when this gets Renaissance and lowers the price further. 99. And as the last month ticks over, on the 30th or whatever, 31st, there we go. Present, and now it's 323. 0.15, 0.68. Ah. Okay, so I think I lose admin points when I click this, but I'm not entirely sure, so let's save and find out. Embrace the institution. Now this shouldn't do anything. And as long as I don't do anything else but buy this before I, if I spend admin on something else, I'm pretty sure it resets me down to the limit. But if I do this first, then it doesn't do that. Alright, Tech 7. Which means we can now form the Gnomish hierarchy. We have reclaimed the main parts of our ancestral homeland and have proved that the hierarchy lives on. We shall announce ourselves as the Gnomish hierarchy reborn, the true hegemon, hierarch of the Dragon Coast. So, Odin's Bay becomes the new capital. That is over here. Can you change the Gnomish hierarchy? The event newer traditions and ambitions happens, up to new missions. We become an empire. We get a permanent claim, but we've already conquered all that. Alright. Yes, please. Oh, that's a very nice pink shade. Let's have a look. Hierarchy ideas. Infantry combat ability and yearly army professionalism. Now that is always lovely. And discipline for the... what's it called? Ambition for the... ambition. 15% death cost, so flat upgrade. Fire damage received and artillery damage from back row, very good. Production efficiency and idea cost is good. Unrest. Yearly harmony increase is huge. Monthly autonomy change, meh. Goods produced is good. Trade efficiency, good. Heavy ship combat ability and ship durability, excellent. And then the missions. And yeah, they've added on top of our existing missions rather than replacing them. Okay, so restoring the hierarchy increases our artifice capacity by 3, enacts technocratic tier 1 government reform. War artificer bonus, so plus 05 infantry fire, but only for artificer regiments. The state will now focus on artificery, losing access to the major state. That's fine, we don't have majors anyway. Enable some factions. Okay, what do we currently have? What is our current reform? Just oligarchy. Advisor cost, possible advisors, female advisor chance, admin efficiency, artificer force limit fraction. Yeah. Give us that. Thank you very much. Let's turn all of these off. We finally managed to make money again anyway, so it's not as important anymore, but they were draining quite a bit. Our coffers are looking way better now than they were before. That's staying there at 10 ducats, it's not going to tick down. Nice. Conquest against Riveria, Garnet, Portland. Right, the Dragon Coast is this. Could have picked a different color for a small country, I feel like, so they're a little more distinguishable. But yeah, we now have a few claims. We can't really go after Riveria because they're allied with Laurent and Vex. That's just not happening. Garwood is not outside the realm of possibility. And Portnam we're allied to. But we might be able to vassalize them at some point. Okay, let's see what else. Idea group can wait. We've got a mission here, which we've done already. Reunite with Portnam. Diplo power 150, and Portnam needs to really like us. The hierarchy reaches out, okay. Conquer the Dragon Hills, that's not happening for a while, and it's a temporary modifier anyway, so I don't care. Conquer that, gives us some power. We'll have to do it at some point. And then we conquer all this. Oh, this is a pretty aggressive tree, huh? I kind of figured the hierarchy would be all about internal development and artifice stuff, but no, we're gonna conquer like one whole chunk of Canal. That's pretty good. Okay, besides that, deving the capital, that's pretty standard. We get gems, which is nice. Workshops, county houses, yeah, we need some money. Yeah, this is kind of stuff I expected, internal development. And then discover Aelant here, and we get settler chance, we get settler increase. Okay, and it wants us to focus on where we were looking anyway, the north. Excellent, okay. I want to get started on that as soon as possible, so I need a workshop or a counting house in Paran. I can't currently afford either, but that's fine, time will solve that. Now to look at ideas. Go to Warsaw. Expansion ideas? Double down super hard on the New World? Because even though I've got these claims now, it is still going to be a little while before I can fight anyone over here. We've got a 31 force limit that we will want to build up to sooner than later. But that is not quite enough to stand against Garwood and its 48,000. Would Lauren join in? Yeah. That definitely evens things out a little more. Though their subjects are all super duper disloyal still. We could give them a bit more time to consolidate. But maybe not a mill idea group at the moment. Autocratic ideas. We've now got access to gives merchants, gives staff costs, gives mercenaries. Innovative ideas we've got no use for because we're getting so much innovativeness anyway. Religious ideas no, because we're going to be harmonizing. So I guess tolerance ideas are the other option. 25% harmonization speed. Very, very good. Tolerance of humans, reduce unity, improve relations. Plus 0.25 yearly harmony. Okay, so tolerance is high up on the list. Admin is just kind of always good. Expansion gives settler increase and merchants. I think expansion. I want to push really hard for the new world in this particular run. Our next invention will be more minor shock damage received. We are on Diplotech 4. We really need to catch up on that. But it's fine, and let's look. Admin in line for a little while. Hey, didn't we just start this? It locks the invention as the art advice. Ah! We just started researching that a second ago. Prestige decay, morale of navy, sure. That confused me for a second there. Anyway, yeah, an admin idea group. We are way ahead on mills, so I'd probably invest a little bit of what we're going to stock up into deving. Especially now that I've not got the advancement effort edict on anymore, so I can take the dev edict instead. The next admin tech does give us gov capacity, but we also got a bunch for going up to being an empire, so we're fine on that front. It's not like we're using any of it, really. So, a workshop over here. Reprimand, or get unrest, or encourage them. We get so much innovativeness, I'd rather just not deal with rebels. Basically be for no reason at this point. Alright, give me a workshop over here. And then we need to save up 200 ducats. 25 dev in the capital. Shouldn't be too hard. The Diplo power shouldn't be too hard either. We should start improving relations with Fortnum down to 109 at the moment. And we need them at 150. Yeah, looking good. What is not good is the state of my throat. I need a drink, and badly. So I think this is as good a time as any to leave it for now. So far the gnomes are looking pretty interesting, and I am very interested to do more stuff with the Artificer menu. They've really stepped up the look of all of this. It's quite impressive. Always been one of the coolest things about Ambernar, how they put all of these menus and aesthetics into like the magic and the you know, the military, the tolerance screen with an icon for every single race and all of that. Very, very impressive stuff. Anyway, I shall save here, and I will resume this next time, probably tomorrow. Let's have a quick look if anyone I know happens to be online, but I rather doubt it at this time of the day. Yeah, doesn't look like anyone is. In which case, I hope you enjoyed your stream, and I will see you next time.